got the news. I can be a millionaire too. Check the OP, what did he do? Gas in his bag so they go to the moon. Spent half an eighth, I got a million coins like the real McCoy. You know I feel that joy, cause if it goes to a buck I won't believe my luck. And now 10 on my Lambos for me and my friends.
What's up guys? Crypto Keith here, and we're gonna go over some weekly news today, and I'll share with you everything that's been going on in the past week. This is how we're gonna start doing it. Maybe every Friday we'll do a bit of a catch up to see what's been going on in the crypto universe. Please hit a like down below if you like this video. It took me a long time to get ready, and I do this for you guys. So Box Mining had a tweet earlier. I liked this tweet. It's very useful. So removing unit bias is if everything had the same supply cap as Bitcoin, would you still buy it? So here's what the price of all these coins would be if they had the same supply as Bitcoin. Because the circulating supply, if it's, you know, 1 billion coins, they're going to be worth less each coin. Whereas some of these, you know, Bitcoin has a small supply, so each coin is worth more. So if you took that supply and made it the same, you can now see in comparison to each other how much, you know, what value these coins hold. Also, on my Twitter, if you follow our Twitter, I give you guys tools all the time, helpful tools, ICOs that I don't have time to cover, and news that I don't get a chance to cover throughout the week. You can all find on my social media, mainly Twitter right now. I'm trying to get my Facebook back up and running, but mainly Twitter. And it's down below. You can see the handle down there. And this shows return on interest since the ICO, what all these coins, how much percent they've gained since the ICO. You can also put in your own settings and do, you know, in the past day, how much return on interest, or the past week, or the past year, and stuff like that. So that's a cool website that I shared with you guys on Twitter. And by the way, I'll put links for some of this stuff down below, the important stuff, after the video. I didn't get a chance before the video to do that. So here we have a chart I saw it first by Charlie Schreem. I follow him on Steemit, and you can too if you sign up for Steemit. Our Steemit handle is down below as well. But what he did was he got, well, not him, I guess this was Newline, .co that got together all cryptocurrencies and explained them in a few words. So 1 to 4 words, it seems. Bitcoin, digital gold; Ethereum, programmable contracts; money, Bitcoin Cash; Bitcoin clone; Ripple, enterprise payment settlement network; Litecoin, faster Bitcoin; Dash, privacy focused Bitcoin Core; Neo, Chinese market Ethereum; NEM, batteries included; digital assets; Monero, private digital cash; and so on and so forth. Biggest gainer of this week has to go out to Sooncoin. 4,000% gains. And we're going to try to do this once per week as well. On Friday, we're going to do a giveaway every Friday as well. So if you want to get on our giveaways, you know, get on our notifications, hit that bell, and you'll get notified as soon as we're live on Fridays. And we like to keep the conversation going. You guys can ask us anything on these live chats, and we'll see it and we'll answer it. As well as below the videos, you can comment and ask us anything, as well as you know, any requests you have. So here's Fishbank, a new Ethereum-based game. So decentralized deep ocean food chain game on smart contracts. Last week we went over briefly Ether tanks, and then there's crypto kitties. So these are starting to pop up more and more. We'll do an in-depth review of Fishbank and Ether tanks. So a couple days ago was Bitcoin's birthday. So Block Zero was born 9 years ago that day. So happy belated birthday to Bitcoin. So now you can, when you're talking about Bitcoin, you can have better knowledge as to how old it is. 9 years old in January. I think his birthday is the 5th, 4th, I guess. 4th, 3rd, something like that. Bitcoin futures flat as contracts move short and Merrill Lynch imposes ban. So Bitcoin futures present is less than encouraging. So basically they're saying that bubble talk consumed traders, triggering a sell-off. We knew this was coming when we were, talking about the futures about to be launched. We said this is one of the main reasons they're going to do this is so that they can short Bitcoin. They can short Bitcoin and on the other end buy it to kind of protect their investments. But now there's more incentive and power in these corporations and banks in the Bitcoin market. And so if they want to, talk bad about Bitcoin, say it's a bubble, it's going to pop, then shorting Bitcoin is beneficial to them. Kind of insider trading, if you will, if they are also feeding news corporations news that brings FUD to Bitcoin, and then they short it. So this is what's happening. A raised net short position wasn't expected by most bulls heading into history market. It was expected, but nobody knew when. And so we see when it happened. The trigger, the sell-off started right before Christmas, and it matched the losses in Bitcoin, the downtrend. So part of the reason Bitcoin, had a bit of a fall, not the whole reason. It isn't clear what the trend means long term, but a 30% spot price correction was already in the works during 2017's final weeks. So, it wasn't all to do with these future shorts because there was a correction already in the works, which certainly didn't help matters. Overall, the world's most popular cryptocurrency finished the year up well over 1,000%. So Merrill Lynch bans Bitcoin for its clients. So basically, a financial institution or bank banned their advisors from buying Bitcoin-related investments. So basically, banned them from Bitcoin futures and any other Bitcoin-related investments. The decision comes as a major bank has concerns pertaining to the sustainability and eligibility standards of this product. It's not really a product; it's a tool, it's a technology, but they created a product out of it with the name. Lots of people are playing off the name right now and taking advantage of the trend and, the hype around cryptocurrencies, according to an internet memo reviewed by the Wall Street Journal. NASAA warns investors about crypto and ICOs. SEC approves. So, issuing another warning about ICOs, just so if you do lose money, they cannot be, taken to court or anything like that. They gave you full fair warning. It doesn't mean that you can't make a lot of money in ICOs. Usually the riskiest things bring the most return. Two new hardware bugs affect most devices. Private keys vulnerable. So, you might have heard about this security breach in processors, something like that. But Trezor and Ledger, two of the most widely utilized cryptocurrency hardware wallets, have reaffirmed that the recent discovered vulnerabilities on CPUs and the latest Spectre attacks have not affected hardware cryptocurrency wallets. So basically, that's the solution. Move your money into hardware wallets like Trezor or Ledger, and if you say you have a Exodus wallet on your desktop, that's vulnerable. Through this backdoor or this vulnerability, they can access your funds. And this is, there's these attacks going on like crazy. In India, they had a bunch of financial apps being hacked. Some exchanges, cryptocurrency exchanges, were targeted. As Cointelegraph previously reported, the chief technical officer at Satoshi Labs, the parent company of Trezor, wrote, as more people are asking it, Trezor is not vulnerable to recent Meltdown and Spectre hardware attacks because it has a processor not affected by these. Protecting your funds. Bitcoin Core developer referred to the newly reported security flaws in terms of how they affect Bitcoin users, laying out 3 steps to secure cryptocurrency holdings. The current privileged memory side channel attacks just confirms what many Bitcoin users already know or feel. This is part of why I moved a lot of my money into Ledger Nano, because it is the one thing that people cannot get into unless they literally come into your house and take it, along with the security phrase. So keep those two things separate, because some police have been attacking people, even news outlets, and stealing their Bitcoins, braiding them, stealing their Bitcoins, even exchanges and stuff. So you're really only safe. You can only sleep good at night, comfortable knowing your Bitcoins are safe if they're in a hardware wallet. Don't trust your PC. Don't think applications and private keys are shielded. Use a hardware wallet. Those are 3 simple steps to avoid being hacked or your funds lost. How do the bugs work? They're known as Meltdown and Spectre. They exploit security vulnerabilities in Intel, AMD, and ARM processors in any device, including PCs, laptops, tablets, and smartphones. Researchers have published a report on 2 hardware bugs that allow programs to steal sensitive data on affected devices, which is most devices worldwide. For crypto users, these bugs are a direct threat to the security of their private keys, making the need for secure hardware storage of crypto funds even more pressing. Check out our video, and we'll put it in the suggestions after this one. Check it out, our video on security on our channel. We worked very hard on that video to bring you 10 tips to help you secure your funds and steps you can take right now. Hardware storage, the main thing. And basically all these hacks, all this malware and stuff, it's after money. So when you're storing cryptocurrencies, you are the most vulnerable and you're going to be attacked the most. So, just using some exchanges make you a target. Texas regulator orders Bitconnect to cease and desist marketing securities. Ooh. We knew this was coming. Regulation, people taking notice of Bitconnect. It's doing so well, and they're creating so much hype and noise. Everyone's talking about it. Everyone knows about it or has heard about it in the crypto space. And so now the Texas Securities Commissioner issued an emergency cease and desist order on January 4th against Bitconnect for selling of unlicensed securities, according to the Texas State Securities Board news release. So what does this mean for Bitconnect users? You should be very concerned and pay attention to this kind of thing. The Securities Commissioner found that Bitconnect investments are securities, but were not registered as required by the Texas Security Act and State Securities Board rules and regulations. In addition, the company is not registered to sell securities in Texas. And all these lending sites, they're starting to structure their platforms and their marketing and advertising differently so that they can get around this, right? If you're a community run effort and you're not, a company, then there's really no security in any company. But if you're just a community making money, then it's a little bit different. So, Bitconnect can try to go this route and try to avoid, these regulations by trying to become more of a community than a company. But that wouldn't work. They're making too much money to not have a central, authority. But we'll tell you what this means for you and Bitconnect users, because I'm a user myself. Bitconnect markets itself as an open source crypto community platform. There we go, crypto community platform that offers multiple ways to invest and transact in its native cryptocurrency, BCC, or Bitconnect coin. According to the order, Bitconnect users offers users investments in programs that the company claims will deliver annualized returns of 100% or more. British company, Texas ruling. As the release clearly states, Bitconnect is based in England, or at least they say they are. They're registered in England, and this order does not affect the company directly. Maybe this is part of the reason they registered themselves in England and have an anonymous founder. They knew this was coming themselves even. There's nothing they can really do about it, though, if you read on. However, the regulator does not have the authority to ban Bitconnect from dealing with Texas residents. They do have authority to ban Bitconnect from dealing with Texan residents. Of course, it is likely to be quite challenging for the company to separate users of Bitconnect tokens in Texas from those in the rest of the world. And they are doing this with Bitcoin due to taxes, but there's not enough money at stake for them to do this with Bitconnect until they realize how much taxes they might be missing out on, and then they'll put some money into tracking these and figuring out who is in Texas and who's not. Who knows? We should, if we see a global effort to take this down, it might be a little bit different. Ripple's success tips chairman for world's richest as Zuckerberg eyes crypto. Basically, Ripple just jumped to about $3, just above $3, making the creator, the CEO, the co-founder, the co-founder, the richest man, or supposedly the richest man in the world, even richer than Zuckerberg. So Ripple's implement market value of $320 billion market cap. Chris Larson, with his 37% stake, has become the world's richest person by bypassing Bill Gates and Warren Buffett. This is part of, this is a centralized company, Ripple, and this is what happens with centralized companies, right? And this was, creating controversy, how much Ripple this guy holds, and, how much went to the creators. So breaking at Ripple's implemented market value, Chris Larson, with his 37% stake, has become the world's richest person, bypassing Bill Gates and Warren Buffett. CNBC Business at Forbes. Congrats, Chris. What does this mean? Well, that would have briefly vaulted Mr. Larson ahead of Facebook chief executive Mark Zuckerberg, and I'm sure that hit his ego quite a fair bit. Mark Zuckerberg, it's just like these cryptocurrencies when they go from first place to second place, or second place to third place. Feels like they just lost. It's kind of like a race, right? Kind of like a game where they take it really seriously. Especially when you've been, one of the richest people in the world. It's, been stroking your ego for so long. You don't know how to live without that ego stroke. It would tear you apart to know that you're, below on the list. So, the New York Times commented on the data. Zuckerberg had coincidentally hinted at plans to integrate cryptocurrency with unnamed Facebook services this week, announcing in a post that he was interested in going deeper and studying the past positive and negative aspects of technologies like encryption and cryptocurrencies and how to best use them. Wonder if this has something to do with, the fact that he sees how rich cryptocurrencies can make you. The timing would say that this might be true. Shooting up to highs above $3.60 per token, only Coinbase's announcement that it had no plans to add new assets, including Ripple XRP, was able to take prices down somewhat. I think they're trying to do this to confuse people and deter people from investing in it because of Coinbase adding it. Look what happened to Bitcoin Cash. The eyes were on them for insider trading. So now they have to convince the public that they're not going to list it, and then when people least expect it, that's when they'll probably list it. On the topic of Larson, meanwhile, Forbes gave a more conservative outlook, nonetheless placing the co-founder's wealth up to $59 billion. Billionaires, cryptocurrency billionaires. Ethereum surpassed $1,000 for the first time. Factors behind the increase are the recent surge in Ether price and the market valuation of Ethereum blockchain network can largely be attributed to two main factors: the abrupt surge in value of Ripple and the rising user activity of decentralized applications. Egypt's top cleric declares Bitcoin trading unlawful. And so some people that I see frequently in my life told me the other day, I think it was yesterday, that they heard Bitcoin on the news again. And I asked them what for. I find this kind of amusing and funny to see what they're talking about, because I follow it so in depth that, you know, they're obviously picking and choosing what they talk about and how they say it, and it's usually negative. So I asked, what is going on? They said some priest or some religious person was saying Bitcoin is against their religion, and this is probably what they were talking about. Egypt's highest official of religious law, Grand Mufti Shaki Alam, called Bitcoin trading unlawful under Sharia law. Online publication Aram reported today the fatwa issued Monday. Alam wrote that Bitcoin isn't an acceptable interface of exchange and is therefore unlawful to trade. The said cleric also cited Bitcoin's potential for money laundering and pointed out that because it isn't subject to any government's control, and here is, the key term here, key phrase, Bitcoin could potentially undermine the Egyptian economy, basically take power away from the people in power. This is good news for us, bad news for them. One of the so they say things like money laundering, and then look what they say here. This is the, biggest attack, biggest weapon they can use against Bitcoin, and I was, speculating that it was going to come into play, and they're going to start saying people are, funding terrorism and committing terrorism with cryptocurrencies. This is, the card they pull usually when they want to attack something or create regulations and laws around it. And this is what was said. One of the Grand Motif's advisor told BBC that Bitcoin is used directly to fund terrorists. How the hell would they know that? Egypt's government is also a no fan of cryptocurrencies. Bias, this is a biased statement. I'm talking about terrorists. Having called Bitcoin a form of deception that falls under legal liability. Bunch of bullshit, if you ask me. Halal or not? Here's where it gets brighter. By the way, I'm doing bad news first, good news after. If you were wondering, I'm not trying to create FUD. There's a lot more good news than bad news. And here's where it gets good. Halal or not, back in February 2017, Cointelegraph spoke to several experts about Bitcoin's status under Sharia law. Matthew Martin of Blossom Finance explained his belief that Bitcoin is halal. Two totally opposite views here. Writing, as a payment network, Bitcoin is halal. In fact, Bitcoin goes beyond what more conventional closed banking networks offer. Unlike conventional bank networks which use private ledgers where there's no guarantee that the originator actually owns the underlying asset, Bitcoin guarantees with mathematical certainty that the originator of the transfer owns the underlying asset. Conventional banks operate using the principle of fractional reserve, which is prohibited in Islam. That's the truth. South Korea firms fights new unconstitutional crypto trading regulations. Thank God we mentioned this a couple days ago. All the stuff going on in South Korea, them basically raiding exchanges to gather intelligence, and understand how cryptocurrencies work. They could have just asked, but they decided to raid them. And also all these other ICO bans, and then talks about creating laws where they can shut down exchanges at will if people are using them to do money laundering. This is just a way for them to basically steal Bitcoin and create wealth. This is, communism. And so this is good that a law firm is stepping up and fighting this problem. That makes me feel so much better. These Dutch researchers are mining cryptocurrencies with body heat. I've been seeing this a couple times in the headlines, and I decided to throw it in our coverage today. Pretty cool. Sharing economy. There's all sorts of ways to mine cryptocurrencies, and we'll see at the end here, Hooters has an interesting, unique way of mining their cryptocurrency that they want to create. Has something to do with burgers. So Venezuela unveils mining, trading, and launch details of national cryptocurrency. Venezuela seeks miners for the petro. We mentioned this a couple days ago and last week in our news. The petro is backed by oil, so many barrels of oil, and they're saying that 860,000 people have already signed up to mine this cryptocurrency. They're one of the first legit, real cryptocurrencies created by a country. And you can comment down below and let us know if you think this is a real cryptocurrency. Let us know your views on it, whether it's going to help cryptocurrencies or it's part of trying to put a leash on them and limit cryptocurrencies. Venezuela's president, Nicolas Maduro, first announced the creation of the petro back in December. As news.bitcoin.com reported, he then created the Superintendency of Cryptocurrencies as well as Blockchain Observatory to oversee the launch and operation of the petro. Recently, he backed the petro with 5 billion barrels of oil reserves, and then released mining, trading, and launch details of the new cryptocurrency. Some people are saying, cryptocurrencies are here to make way for a one world currency, and that governments are going to try to push their cryptocurrencies on us, but they will not be cryptocurrencies in the sense that we understand them today. They will be more controlled. Based on the latest data provided by the Ministry of Petroleum, the basis for calculating the value of petro will be the base price of a barrel of crude, which currently stands at an average of $57, the news outlet noted. I think this is just them trying to, use what they have, their abilities, their skills and strengths already, which is oil, incorporating that into their cryptocurrency. But it might not be the best thing to back crypto with. We need to stop mining oil altogether. Stop, stop taking the Earth's blood out of the ground, and use some of the other technologies we have for free energy that the governments are limiting and suppressing. But that's another story for another day. Since the announcement of the petro, Maduro claims to have been recruiting young people across his country to develop mining farms for the petro. He was quoted by El Universo, "We're going to call them a special cryptocurrency team. They will set up cryptocurrency mining farms in all states and municipalities of the country." At least it'll help their economy. Hooters investors joins the crypto hype. Our last story for today, guys. If you made it this far, eating a burger is now a way to mine. And guys, let us know down below if you'd like us to split these news segments up into shorter videos, or you like how we throw them all together and just do one stream where we cover all the news. I'd like to hear your input because I'm thinking about breaking them up more. It's just a lot easier to throw them in together like this, and it saves a lot of time for you and for me. Hooters investors joins the crypto hype. Eating a burger is now a way to mine. What the? A way to mine? Companies routinely roll out new loyalty programs with much fanfare, but arouse little to no excitement from investors, at least until they can show some returns. Now, one Hooters franchise has shown how to change this. Just use these magic words: Bitcoin, crypto, and blockchain. We saw the Long Island Iced Tea Corporation changed their name to the Long Island Blockchain Corporation or something like that. People are definitely taking advantage of these new buzzwords, and a lot of data showed that Bitcoin was the buzzword for 2017. Hopefully 2018 it will be blockchain, but who knows, it might be something else completely, like virtual reality or artificial intelligence. we'll see. Hooters coin. Chancelier Holdings Inc. Nasdaq Berg is the owner of several fast food restaurant brands, including 9 Hooters joints, as well as a minority investor in Hooters of America. The company's stock price jumped by 50% on Tuesday after it announced plans to use MobivityMine, a blockchain architect platform, to create a cryptocurrency customer loyalty and rewards program. Awesome. I love to see these platforms, these tools being used, because they're created all the time. We're having ICOs left, right, and center for things like MobivityMine, but it's nice to see them being used and actually adopted into the real world. We wanted to expand our existing loyalty program with something that really changes the way our customers can leverage their rewards. Mobivity Merit is a real cryptocurrency leveraging the same infrastructure and principles of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, Litecoin, and more, and will enable our customers to make use of their rewards in entirely new ways. I think this, if this has a token, I think it does, Mobivity, that will probably go up now that companies are starting to use it. And will enable our customers to make use of their rewards in entirely new ways. President of CEO of Chancelier Holdings stated. Tasty Mining, Mobivity, and Chancelier only plan to begin the development of this new program beginning in about 6 months. So there you go. One would expect that stock investors would wise up by now and demand to see more than promises of groundbreaking technology. However, as we've seen time and time before, companies turn up the blockchain hype to 11 because it delivers for them. Unless market regulators will put a stop to this, the trend has no end in sight. Unless the regulators put a stop to it. Don't invite them to do that. But anyways, the point is that there's a lot of hype. There's a lot of speculation going on. And when money's at stake, speculation creates more speculation, right? You buy into something because it has hype and not because it has good technology or it has a good, business model. So this is, there's two sides of the world. There's the technology and then there's the hype. And that's cryptocurrencies for you. And now it's moving into the stock exchange in NASDAQ. So there you have it, guys. That's about everything for today. Please like this video, hit that bell, and get on our notification squad. We'll be doing all sorts of ICO reviews and things like that. We're investing in at least 1 or more ICOs per week. And you'll like our new content coming out this year. Have a great day, guys, and we'll see you later.
Reading fortune, I just got the news. I can be a millionaire too. Check the OP, what did he do? Gas in his bag, still to go to the moon. Spent half an eighth, I got $1 million coins like the real McCoy. I feel that joy, cause if it goes to a buck, I won't believe my luck. And now 10 on my Lambos for me and my friends. Butterfly doors, but I'm already in dock. Trump is like Biff from my squad on the block. Jamming with a hold alive. Chat rooms, we scroll at night. Bitcoin Ether, been told twice. Never hold my ish like it's mold divide. Going to the stars, cause it's only right. Read the white paper, I was sold inside. Now I steal my shit coins, cause I'm overhyped. We can't take the pressure. Cashing out for you was tether. My craft ship shape